Shannon Sharpe is not a good interviewer, and there's something that's been driving me crazy since that Cat Williams interview he did in January. Hi, my name is Nick. I'm an award-winning journalist. My mom is also an award-winning journalist. I won top prize at the Third Coast International Audio Festival. My mom has won tons of awards from the Associated Press and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters. And I can't lie. When the Club Shay interview of Cat Williams came out, I talked to my mom about it, and we were laughing at Shannon Sharpe. And I think I can pinpoint the moment he completely lost all credibility with me and my mother. It's when Cat Williams tells a story about Ludacris.
So there was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing, and it had to be one or the other of us.
Cat Williams just casually says he was invited to a, quote, Illuminati thing, and that one of them had to cut all of their hair off for a $200 million movie deal, and that person turned out to be Ludacris. Shannon Sharpe does not interrogate this at all, and that can really only mean one of two things. One is that the Illuminati is real, and that Shannon Sharpe is a member, and he's so removed from reality and resigned to the existence of the Illuminati that he doesn't even think to ask a follow-up question about it. Or he is so terrible at what he does as an interviewer that he doesn't think to ask a follow-up question about what is potentially the biggest scoop of that entire 3 hours. And it might sound like I'm being too harsh on Shannon Sharpe here, but he is regarded as one of the greatest tight ends of all time. I have no athletic ability. I don't have a fraction of what it takes to succeed in that world. As a sports analyst, he is knowledgeable and he is in his element. I'm not going to pretend that he's good at my thing too, because he's not. I'm not revolutionary for thinking this. The top comment on this clip from the interview is, I like how casually he says we were both invited to an Illuminati thing. Like that's just a normal thing. And the top comment response is, right? I was like, please elaborate. Cat Williams could have been exposing an Illuminati initiation ceremony, or he could have been trying to make a movie audition for Too Fast, Too Furious sound juicier than it actually was. But we still don't know because Shannon Sharpe isn't really built for this. He just has money and connections. I saw the chatter online after he did the Amanda Seales interview saying that he looked out of his depth talking to her, but I have to be honest, I'm not really trying to watch Shannon Sharpe like that anymore. Okay, so the day after I shot this, the algorithm recommended a video about the Amanda Seales interview from a channel called Donnell Writes, and I liked it so much that, you know what, against my better judgment, I watched the Amanda Seales Club Shay interview. I mean, I watched a lot of it anyway. I kind of jumped around after the first hour because the first hour was even more frustrating than what I expected. I already thought he was a bad interviewer, but now I also think he's condescending. Amanda Seales is talking about her childhood experiences with racism, and he's second-guessing her every step of the way. I mean, he completely sandbags her.
Whenever Amanda hit us with one of these, I felt it deep. She like, are y'all seeing this?
I'm even more lost on the appeal of this show now than I was before. Obviously, the show has some type of appeal that I don't understand. Explain it to me in the comments. Tell me what you like about this show. I'm genuinely curious.
Mom is white. Dad
my mother is not white.
Is your
Why
mom?
do people keep saying my mother is white?
Also, check out Donnell Writes. He seems like a pretty smart dude. Don't get me wrong, the Cat Williams episode was a classic. It set the tone for the year. It was incredibly entertaining. But without somebody there to actually verify what Cat is saying and check him on his bullshit, it might as well just be the alligator man getting drunk and telling you the tales of the alligator man. And you know you gotta take it all with a grain of salt. If that's the best Club Shay can do, then I'm good. Thanks. So when I see a rich, retired football player with no journalistic instincts outside of sports drop the ball, pun intended, intend your puns, cowards. When I see him fumble that moment in the interview where Cat is about to give up the Illuminati secrets, and then I see him be praised for it and rake in even more, it's incredibly frustrating for me. And where is that frustration supposed to go? Also, before I let you go, I don't actually think Shannon Sharpe is in the Illuminati because I don't think the Illuminati is real. George Carlin once said,
Not as a result of a conspiracy, but
you
because...
don't need a formal conspiracy.
Right.
When interests converge, these people went to the same universities and fraternities. They're on the same boards of directors. They're in the same country clubs. They have like interests. They don't need to call a meeting. They know what's good for them.
You don't need a conspiracy when interests converge. And that basically sums up my feelings on the existence of the Illuminati. I get that I kind of clickbaited with the title, but it's more that I feel that Kat's Illuminati claims got lost in the conversation about this interview. That was an incredibly wild thing that he said in such a casual way. I personally feel like Kat might have just been testing the show's boundaries and trying to see what outlandish things he could say without having them questioned. He also said he could run a sub 5 second 40-yard dash, and you know what? He might have been telling the truth there. But just to add to my point about Shannon's poor interviewing instincts, Shannon took Kat's sub-claim as an opportunity to make a joke about Jimmy John's.
I can run a 4.340 or a sub. I can do a 4.16 if I'm
there's
short.
Jimmy John's across the street. We can order a sub.
But
like, in front of a renowned professional comedian, he thinks, I'm gonna make a little joke about sub sandwiches right now. I pray to never have that level of confidence. Watching Kat completely no-sell his corny-ass joke was a thing of beauty.
Oh, you been on the submarine. That what you sub?
So back then it was even greater.
And the hits keep on coming, because just as I thought I was wrapping this thing up, friend of the channel, FD Signifier, also briefly talked about Shannon Sharpe recently on his B-Sides channel. He had similar thoughts on the matter. He straight up called Shannon Sharpe dumb.
It also somehow elevated Shannon Sharpe to the status of like expert interviewer, and this is wrong because Shannon Sharpe is dumb.
And while I absolutely believe there are different types of intelligence, I don't believe the Club Shay podcast is a good vehicle for Shannon Sharpe to display whatever his intelligence is. I don't think Shannon Sharpe knows when he looks dumb or cares about feeling dumb. It's that delicate balance of confidence and self-awareness I mentioned in that video about my college professor. Some celebrities have so many people gassing them up all the time, they unknowingly trade in their self-awareness for constant praise. You know, the Emperor's New Clothes of it all. And in the spirit of the Emperor's New Clothes, the buck doesn't just stop with him, right? We gotta stop giving this a pass. Channels I respect have said Shannon Sharpe is a good interviewer, including Donnell.
As someone who watches the Club Shay podcast and generally appreciates it,
Shannon Sharpe, who's just one of my personal heroes. I don't know if he's a person, but as an interviewer, I think he's amazing.
I mean, now that I'm this talking head, it's important that I say, expect more from your talking heads. When someone makes an outlandish claim, we should expect the interviewer to hold them to their words and try their best to verify or debunk it. All that Cat Williams Shay interview did was further blur the lines between reality and entertainment. I don't think Shannon Sharpe is a bad person. I don't know Shannon Sharpe from Adam. I do think he's a dog interviewer. Does that mean I'm tearing him down to lift myself up, or am I just doing what Shannon Sharpe does as a sports analyst, using my expertise to critique the performance of a person doing a thing that I know how to do at a very high level? You got a problem with that? Great. Leave lots and lots of comments about your problem, then share the video, then subscribe to my Patreon, and comment some more there. I love you. Be safe. Good night. I think that's it. Share and like my stuff. I'm still trying to get my subscribers up on YouTube. I'm killing it on Instagram. Views fell off a cliff on TikTok, but the goal remains getting my name up on YouTube. Patrons, I plan to make a summer mix on Spotify for you guys. I appreciate your support so much. If you'd like to support my channel and get occasional weird little creative expressions from me, like a mix, or sometimes I post old art videos and drawings and stuff like that, check me out on Patreon or become a member on YouTube. Later.